Let us pray. Lord, I pray as I race today, keep me safe along the way. Not only me, but others too, as they perform the jobs they do. I know, God, that in a race, I, the driver, must set the pace. But in this race of life, I pray, help me, Lord, along the way. Although I know I am a sinner, help me to believe that with God, you're always a winner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose red stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of death with victory and peace? May the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must when our cause it is just, and these be our motto, in God is our trust, and the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Shh! Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness, and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Golgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth: Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
And welcome to the DRL Winter Series main event, the Rockingham 115. I am your host, David Wellborn, and if you missed the last race, it was a really good race. Landon Lacey ended up taking our win there at the Rockingham for the 75, and looks like we got a pretty good field here tonight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we're going to have about 25 or 26 drivers in this event. So expecting a really good race here tonight with the DRL main event. We are running 115 laps here tonight. And with that said, we got some pretty good drivers battling out here for the fastest lap so far. It turns out to be it's Eric Wolf with a 23.1. That's a pretty significant gain from the A race that he just ran, and Brady Briggs has moved his way up into the second position for top speed. Landon Lacey's riding right there in third. Clay Phillips is in fourth, and Tater Bowman, he's in our fifth position. And I'm going to do a little check, and yep, our plaques are not working again for some reason, so I've done all I can do to get it back before the race. So our custom plaques are not working, but at least our trucks are still available for the graphics and everything. So everybody's got their right paint, I believe. We got a little less than 15 minutes to go before this race gets started. I'm going to do a quick rundown of our standings and point standings. So let's get it on the road here. Our main results for the race last week at Tuesday was Landon Lacey, followed by Anthony Burrows, Brady Briggs, David Wright, and Brandon Redd finished out your top 5. Our A split, it was David Wright, followed by Blake Griffith, Brady Briggs, Jordan Gonzalez, and Daniel Hallis. And our B split, it was Kenneth Lehman, John Mullins, Zachary Smith, Brandon Redd, and C.R. Reed. Our main standings as it stands of right now is Brady Briggs, Zachary Smith, Daniel Chumley, Bradley Freeman, and James Pandolf. Our A split standings is Brady Briggs, Daniel Hallis, Jordan Gonzalez, Blake Griffith, and James Pandolf. And our B split standings is Adam Chapman from TRN, C.R. Reed, Kenneth Lehman, Derek Pemberton from TRN, and Brandon Red rounds out your top 5. And those are our point standings as of right now. Like I said, we had a pretty good race. It was a caution-filled race, unfortunately, but I don't know if that's due to impatience or what. But I'm assuming that this race here will definitely be a lot better than that, as these drivers are now restricted to 1 fast repair and 22 incidences. And I believe the league is now enforcing if you're at fault for 3 wrecks, you will park your truck regardless of how many incidences you have. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that that's the way our rules read, and I believe that will probably be strictly enforced either during this race, or most likely depending upon how the outcome comes in this race, it will most likely be enforced here soon, as drivers are being aggressive on starts and restarts and not allowing the field to get spread out just a little bit and work out these trucks for positions. When you're on these short tracks, it's not like Daytona or Talladega where you can make up many positions in just a few laps. You really have to work these trucks to get around these mile and a half tracks, and you know, just getting up there and getting in the mix of things is one thing, but being over aggressive on restarts with 5 laps into a race, the administrators are frowning a lot upon that, because it does not make for a good showing, and it doesn't show what this league is actually all about. Not sure what's going on with that, but we will be dealing with some issues later on if this continues to be a problem for some of these drivers. Now, some of these drivers are new to the league, and just being able to get comfortable around these drivers that are new in the league, is working patiently is the key. You know, you got to work patiently, especially around drivers that you don't know. You don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to react. If you slide up in front of somebody who's not kosher with it, they're liable to hit the brakes or not back out or whatever, and then wreck ensues, and then you got a wreck coming. And it looks like a lot of these drivers are pushing the trucks here in the early laps of these practice runs. They're just trying to get all they can get and see how far they can push their trucks. Now, these drivers have had 75 laps in both the A and the B split races, so they should know pretty much how to get around this track by now. A couple of drivers did complain about the new build and not being able to get a handle on their setups, but I'm sure that's all going to change here within this 115. The trucks are going to be coming to them if we can get some green flag racing in, and then there's going to be some trucks that fall off really quick as well. So it's going to come down to who can drive their truck patiently. We're going to take a look at our track information real quick, and as of right now, it looks like the track temperature is just a little under 100 degrees, and we are looking at partly cloudy skies at 74-degree air temperature, with the winds at 4 miles an hour out of the northeast. So pretty much everything's still about the same as it was for our A split. So these drivers should still be able to know what's going on with their trucks and be able to either improve on their racing abilities during this race, or at least know what the truck's going to do during the race. Unfortunately, I have had to log in again as a driver and not as a broadcaster or spectator, so we will still not be able to bring you the graphics for the pit crews, as it was just installed here for the new build. There seems to be something going on either with iRacing or the way the servers are being set up as far as spectators are concerned. We're going to be taking a look into that strongly here before we set up the next race, and our next race will be at Atlanta, and followed by that will be Talladega for our halfway mid-season break, or mid-season race that is. Been looking forward to seeing these trucks at Talladega. Now, we did run, I believe it was Daytona for the first race, and these trucks put on a really good show there, and I'm hoping for more of the same at Talladega. I am your host again, David Wellborn, and want to get out a sponsor, Oculus Rift. They sponsor this network. Got to give a big shout out to them and a big thank you, along with NVIDIA. NVIDIA sponsors my network, and got to give a big shout out to them and a big thank you. I appreciate everything that they've done for me over this season here for the DRL Winter Series, and allowing me to get involved in broadcasting. It's something that I really enjoy doing, and I don't believe I could get it done without NVIDIA coming on board for sure and sponsoring this network, and could not get it done or get any good racing in without Oculus Rift. Oculus, it's just a difference between night and day when you sit down in a truck with a Oculus Rift system on your head. It's really sitting in the truck. You can take a look around and see what's around you. You can not focused on one position on the screen. If you need to look somewhere, you can do so with the Rift, and it's just like you're sitting in the truck. It actually has improved my racing ability. I'd say a good 15-20%. I'm still not the best driver out there, but it has improved me as far as being able to race in the A cars and other cars that I do attempt to race in, especially the Indy cars. I love it. So get out and get you an Oculus Rift and an NVIDIA video card, and get in here and get you a subscription to iRacing and come join us. We are looking still for drivers to fill the next season that we're going to have. Next season we will be running the Cup cars, the Busch cars as I like to call them, and the Truck Series. So there are 3 series that you can get involved with DRL if you wish to come and join a gentleman's league with a lot of good, clean drivers. These drivers do practice and preach on being clean, and we try to strive to make sure that we have good, clean drivers for these races that we put on. We got a little less than 6 minutes to go before qualifying. I believe I'm going to take a quick break and refill my coffee cup and get back here in time to try to get some numbers in for our qualifying.
Shh! Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth: Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
And we're back and we're riding around with Adam Chapman as he just gets turned by the 17 of Charles Hemphill. Adam's out there, he's riding around trying to get him some qualifying laps in. He's not doing too bad. He's qualifying right now for the time on the track is 10th position, so you know, you hang in there, Adam, you'll probably pick that up during qualifying. And Tater Bowman's, he's headed out on the track to get him some practice in, and Eric Wolf, he's headed back out on track. We'll ride around for a few minutes with Eric. We got a driver that's probably asleep down there on the inside. I've noticed he's been sitting there for quite a while against the inside fence on the back stretch. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he is still sitting there. And Eric got all he could get and slammed the outside wall, so he needs to practice a little bit more if he's going to try to get that fast lap in to get him the pole. And he's coming back out again. You got a little less than a minute to go before these drivers take qualifying. Again, I'm unable to bring you any qualifying by individual trucks. Again, we'll try to fix that next week. Really want to get that fixed so that we can get these graphics in off of the new build, see how the system's going to work out with it. Really like to be able to get in as a broadcaster or spectator, and looks like Eric got the wall there, so if this lap was a real lap, it will not count. Again, we are running 22 incidences for this race. You get 22, you're done. You will be disqualified and be dropped to the back of the pack, so you do not want to get 22 incidences. And these drivers are going to really have to work on being patient, because they only get one fast repair. After that, you're done. You're going to have to be at the mercy of your pit crew. And I hate drivers that have to sit here for 20 minutes trying to get a truck repaired because there's something that they ran into that wasn't their fault. Again, believe that we are enforcing the 3 incidents. You park your truck. If you are deemed to be at fault for 3 incidences, you will park your truck. If not for this race, I believe we're going to definitely enforce that next race, giving these drivers a chance to figure out what patience is for themselves and not have to really implement that rule. It's these drivers do take at fault for if they were causing the wreck or involved and think it was their fault. This is a gentleman's league, and they will let the administrators know that if they felt it was their fault, or if it was their fault, they will let the administrators know. And when that happens, they will take it into the longest line, as you can't be at fault for an incident and gain positions that way. This is not how our league runs. We're a clean league, and we strive to be that way. As of right now, drivers are taking their warm-up laps, and as don't see anybody that has actually completed a lap for their timing. So looks like Eric Wolf sitting on the pole right now with a 23.098. He has really picked up the speed. Where he got that from, I have no idea. Followed by Brady Briggs with a 23.1, and Landon Lacey has got a 23.257. So as of right now, your top three drivers is Eric Wolf, Brady Briggs, and Landon Lacey. And they'll be coming around for their second lap. And I don't know if anybody's going to be able to knock Eric Wolf off of the pole. Of course, now Anthony Burroughs, I don't believe he's actually made a lap yet. You know, I don't even see Anthony in this race. I don't know what's happened to Anthony Burroughs. He was in our A split race, but doesn't appear to be in this race for some reason. Maybe he had something he had to do, I don't know. But that's some tough breaks for Anthony. He was really doing good in the point standings, so unfortunately I don't believe he's going to make this race. As of right now, your pole sitter is Eric Wolf. Brady Briggs is second. Landon Lacey is third. Ryan Hasgard has moved his way up into the fourth position. Blake Griffiths is in fifth. Jordan Gonzalez sixth. Bruce Pearson is seventh. Kenneth Lehman is eighth. Ryan Branch is ninth, followed by Daniel Hallis is your top 10 as of right now. Don't expect it to change much. Maybe maybe Anthony will be able to jump in here in just a second or so. He acknowledged that he was going to be able to make this race. Why he's not in here, I don't know. But maybe he can get in and start from the back of the pack. Drivers do have to post a qualifying time or suffer a black flag. So hopefully he'll be able to get in. I know he can make it up. He's just that kind of a driver. So with less than a minute to go, we'll just sit it out and wait out these last 30 odd seconds and give you a rundown. And I just seen that Adam Chapman elected to start completely in the rear, and he's got another driver that's elected to do the same thing, Clay Phillips. They ran times of 1 minute and 8 seconds, and Adam Chapman decided he was going to push all he could get out of it and got a 3 minute and 12 seconds. Drivers do this so they can assure that they start in the back to try to avoid the first few lap wrecks. And we are getting ready set to go green and gridding, so with that said, we are going to see if we can't get the grid out for us. Excuse me. Eric Wolf is sitting on the pole, followed by Brady Briggs, Landon Lacey, Ryan Hasgard, Blake Griffith, Jordan Gonzalez, Bruce Pearson, Kenneth Lehman, Ryan Branch, Daniel Hallis, Bradley Freeman, Tater Bowman, John Mullins, James Pandolf, Martin Wenzel, Zachary Smith, Derek Pemberton, Bob Cunningham, Charles Hemphill, Corey Munnett, Chris James, Cody Gatsky, Yaba St. Ann, Robert Lorando, Richard Springer, C.R. Reed, Clay Phillips, Adam Chapman, and that rounds out our starting grid. And if anyone noticed right there, it did say TRN in the middle. Like I said, I had some graphics issues, and if it wasn't for Adam Chapman, I wouldn't be able to bring these broadcasts to you anyway. He's the one that gave me the software to do this, along with the schemes, and apparently it's not updated to my graphics since I had to wipe it out. I did try to fix it, but apparently it's got a mind of its own, so apologize for doing that. But we do thank Adam Chapman from TRN for providing us with the graphics for these races and broadcasting, so thank you again, Adam. And the pace car is rolling off, and we'll be set to go green here in just a second. Again, we are here at Rockingham for the 115 DRL Winter Series truck event, main event, and looks like we're going to have a pretty good race from what I've seen from the first race. It may be caution field. I'm hoping it's not, and we'll get this show on the road here and hopefully have us a really good race and some green flag pit stops. That's what I'm looking forward to. I know these drivers can do it. It's just a matter of being patient here at the beginning of things. Now these trucks and drivers can elect to take the inside or outside after the initial restart or start. And Eric Wolf has got him a really good start, and Landon Lacey, he's taking a look on the inside of Brady Briggs, and he was not quite able to get there. But it looks like for the top 8 or 9, everybody's got the single file. Riding back here with Ryan Branch. Now he slammed the outside wall at the beginning of the first race and just really pushed up real hard. I don't know what the issue was there, and we do have truck sliding. Sounds like it's going to be a yellow flag, and I believe Tater Bowman was involved in that. So we're going to see if we can't get a hold of the 40 truck and take a look from his perspective on things. Oh, I see what I've done. Hold on. It looks like the 14 is on the inside of Daniel Hallis, and they door handle each other. Tater barely gets through. And that was Bradley Freeman. We'll see if we can't get a better look at it. Yeah, it looks like Daniel was coming down, and Bradley was coming up. James Pandolf got into him. The 4 got a little bit of it. Looks like he's just going to continue to cause trucks to end up getting fences or getting a piece of that. That's so unfortunate for Bradley Freeman. They will be coming in and most likely taking their fast repairs and getting some tires and stuff. Well, it didn't take us long to get that first yellow in. I hope that's not a hint of what's getting ready to happen for this race. Hope the drivers seem to calm down here in just a few and try to get us some green laps and some green flag racing. Let's see. Adam Chapman was a big mover on that one. He's dead last. Looks like he's actually having to. Oh, he come into the pits. He's just now getting his tires and everything. See my pit crew, they're all standing up on the wall. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm not able to get in as a broadcaster. If so, we'd see these pit crews actually working and doing something. But maybe next race. Doesn't look like there's that much of a change up in the top. We still got Eric Wolf as the leader, and Bradley Briggs is second, Landon Lacey's third, Ryan Hesgard is fourth, and Kenneth Lehman rounds out our top five. Excuse me. I got the hiccups. Let me clear my throat. It looks like Eric Wolf decided he was still going to take the inside line for this restart. Like I say, I like to run the bottom on the inside for the start myself. Not a big outside driver, especially at this track. This one in Darlington, I want to be on the inside, and although I know the high side at Darlington is probably the best way around it, that wall scares me just a little too much. And that'd be a track I'd like to see us run here, is Darlington. Not sure if we're going to do that in next season's events or not, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in one of them. As the pace car rolls in, we are green flag racing, and the 29, Ryan Hesgard, looked to the outside of Bradley Briggs but thought better of it. And that gives Blake Griffith a chance to get on the inside of him and move Blake up into fifth. And we got the 10 on the inside of Blake Griffith, and that's Kenneth Lehman. And they almost touch, and I believe they did make contact right there. And yellow flag is out. He was unable to save it. Let's see what happened. Neck code, or they actually touched one. He caught the 3 as he come back up on the track. The 3 turns him right up in the front of the 23 of Ryan Branch. And a lot of these drivers are finding their way to the inside wall. That's again unfortunate. These drivers are going to have to be patient. You can't win these races in the first few laps. I believe everybody did come in and get tires. Looks like the James Pandolf and a couple of others elected to stay out. They only had 1 or 2 laps in their tires, so I'm really amazed at the 10 car of Kenneth Lehman didn't go in to try to get his damage fixed. Don't know if that's probably going to be a smart move for him. I'm pretty sure they're going to be showing him the end of the longest line. It's the 14 of Bradley Freeman. Does get the wave around for the lucky dog, so way to go Bradley for being able to get at least one of his laps back. Showing Jordan Gonzalez for some reason, he's already a lap down. Actually, he's 3 laps down. That's really unfortunate for Jordan. Clay Phillips appears to be 3 laps down as well, along with Martin Wenzel. And Cody Gatsky, he is still sitting on pit road, and he is now 8 laps down. That's him in the 27. Chris James has made it into the pit stall. It appears he's just trying to fix some damage that he's got. Didn't go up on the jack stand, so, and he's away, so he probably just come in and get a little bit of damage fixed. And it looks like Eric Wolf has took some damage in the rear end somewhere. Not exactly sure where he got that from. And he will be coming in. He's a faker. He faked everybody out. Of course, nobody even believed that he was coming in anyway. He made me believe he was coming in. You got some drivers with some damage up front. Looks like the 53 of Landon Lacey's got a little bit of damage on the front end of his truck. He's probably the one that gave the damage to Eric Wolf. Really not sure how that happened. But the pace lights are out on the pace car, and we will be going green here in just a second. It looks like we're not going green this time. I don't know exactly what the deal was there, but we are not going green. Drivers really need to slow down and get a little patience. That Toyota Tundra of Eric Wolf, he's been pretty dominant here. He almost won the race in our A split. He was pretty much dominant the whole race there in that, and Landon Lacey just made a 2-tire pit stop, got out in front of him, and was able to hang on to the end, and that secured his win. We'll probably be looking for more of the same here. Some drivers are going to elect to take 2 tires, see if they can't make that hero call at the end, or elect to take 2 tires here sometime in the near future to get themselves some track position. Track position is the key to getting around to winning these races, as it is with any race. The best track position is up front. If you can keep it up front after you get up front, you secure a chance of getting in the top 5 or a win. Tater Bowman, he's actually moved up and got himself into the 5th position. The green flag is away. Eric got him a really good start. Landon Lacey, he's taking a look on the inside of Brady Briggs. Forces Brady Briggs to go up the track just a little bit. Ooh, and Brady scratches the outside wall, and Landon Lacey was able to pull off that move. And Brady Briggs ends up losing 2 positions, or 3 positions on that after brushing the wall. And looks like Blake Griffith's going to take a look on the inside of Ryan Hesgard. And I thought Brady Briggs was going to make it 3 wide there just for a second. Oh, and he is fighting the wheel. He is doing all he can to hang on to it. 18 has got a handful. Blake Griffith got really loose as well, and he was not able to capitalize on the inside move there. Tater Bowman's dropped all the way back to the 8th position. And and he's taking a look on the inside of the 17 of Charles Hemphill. You got to be careful when you get down there on that apron. That back end will get real loose on you real quick. The 16's making a bold move. He's got him. Oh, he almost gets into the back end of the 5 of Zachary Smith. Oh, and we have a wreck, and it looks like our Adam Chapman is involved in that. Oh, that's a crying shame. Well, let's tell you if we can't get a better look at it. See what's going on. Adam Chapman's riding right in behind the 36 of Bob Cunningham. Adam's up high. Jordan Gonzalez is in the inside. And it looks like the 6 of Clay Phillips, I believe that's who it was. Yeah, the 6 of Clay Phillips just gets right up into the side of Adam. Had no choice. And the 64 of John Mullins had nowhere to go. And that just really messes up his run. Adam looks alright. I mean, he's got a little damage, but a little rear end damage. And he's got a little bit of front end damage as well. I don't know if he'll be coming in or if he's even got a fast repair left. But somehow or another our lead is switched over, and Ryan Hesgard is now taking over the first position. And it's showing the 77 up there in the second position, but see what's going on with that. 77 is Corey Munnett, and he is 2 laps down. I think he was looking for a wave around. And Ryan Hesgard, he stayed out just long enough to get his 5 bonus points. So that will give the 77 a wave around. And it looks like it will actually put Jordan Gonzalez a wave around as well, along with Chris James. And that would probably put Chris James back on the lead lap. Looks like quite a few drivers elected to stay out to get the wave around. And it is showing that way back here at 76 of Eric Wolf is our leader, and Blake Griffith is second, Brady Briggs is third, Derek Pemmerman's made a move to get his way up into the 4th position, and so has Richard Springer. Richard Springer's made a move to get himself up in the top 5. Looks like Derek's got a little bit of front end damage as well. So and these drivers are getting their wave around. And as we're set to go back green, pace lights are out as we head off down the back stretch. Not quite sure if Eric got his truck fixed or not. Let's take a quick look. No, he's still got a little rear end damage. So he's not elected to fix the back end of his truck yet. He's probably playing it safe with that fast repair. I would. You never know when you might run up on a lap car and get slammed into the outside wall leading the race. We are 21 laps into this race. The pace car is in. Green flag is out. Eric has got him a really good start. Blake Griffin's taking a look on the inside of I had it right the first time. Brady Briggs, and we got another yellow. And let's see what happens here. These drivers are coming around for full speed, and they're slowing up to get ready to take a start. Alright. Jump back here with CR Reed. They take off. Oh, and it looked like Jordan Gonzalez was the one that got involved in that right off the get-go. So let's see what happened. Jordan goes up high. Oh, and I'm not quite sure what happened there with the 3. Looks like they checked up, and the 3 checked up and went up high, and Jordan just had no place to go. That's really unfortunate for Jordan, and he will probably be spending a lot of time on pit road, as I think he's already used one of his fast repair, so he'll probably be at the mercy of the pit crew. Let's see if we can see if he's sitting on pit road for any length of time. And he will be sitting there for a while. That's unfortunate for Jordan Gonzalez, as he's already used his fast repair. 24 laps into this race, and he's going to be spending quite a few minutes sitting on pit road. That's really unfortunate. Well, the top 5 is Eric Wolf, Brady Briggs, Blake Griffith, Richard Springer, and Tater Bowman's moved his way up into the top 5. Followed by Ryan Branch, Bradley Freeman, Zachary Smith, James Pandolf, and Bob Cunningham. That rounds out our top 10. We've already had 4 cautions for 15 laps, so that means that we've had 10 green flag laps of racing. We've actually had 2 lead changes. So these drivers really need to work on patience, or there's not going to be any trucks left in this field to race. I'm sure there's going to be a good drivers meeting here later on this week. This league is a lot better than this. I know we can do better than this. As we're set to go back green, Eric Wolf is still elected to take the inside for the restart. Pace car is getting ready to duck off. We are not going green for some reason. It's a false start. Somebody did something, but the field's going to have to close back up. We're going to ride around for a few more minutes and see if we can't get the field reset for the green. Looks looks like Jordan Gonzalez just decided he was going to ride all the way around, try to get one of his laps back. Well, I just ruined that cigar. It just cracked all the way down. Let's see if I can't get me another stogie slit up here. Patience, patience, patience. That's the only thing I can say is patience. These drivers are going to have to learn to get it. We have still got a long way to go. A little over 90 laps to go in this race. And as of right now, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 12 drivers out of a 28 car field that are 1 or more laps down already, and 28 laps into this race. Got quite a few drivers that's probably going to be spending a lot of time on pit road. I believe that's exactly what's going on. We got the green flag is out. Eric got him a really good start. Blake Griffith decided he was going to get a run, jumped around Bradley Briggs. Taylor Bowman's sitting up here, and he's battling it out with Ryan Branch. And I believe he's just going to let Ryan go, try to save his tires a little bit, be a little bit patient. James Pandolf's worked his way up in the top 7. I'm going to sit around here with Derek Pemberton for a second. 53 of Landon Lacey does get around Zachary Smith, and Derek is looking to do the same, and he makes that pass. And he's now looking at the back door, Landon Lacey. James Pandolf is looking like he's trying to make a move, and he gets around the 29 of Ryan Hesgard, and James is taking a look on the inside. He falls back just a little bit. At 53, he's moving all over the track. That's Landon Lacey. He's trying to do everything he can to get his way. Well, he's actually made it up into the top 10, so he's looking to try to get more positions out of it. I don't know what Derek's doing down there. He swung real wide to get to the bottom of the track. He's looking to try to get to the back door of Bradley Freeman. Top 5 hasn't changed, with the exception of Richard Springer getting around Taylor Bowman for the 5th position. And Derek is finally on the inside of the 14 of Bradley Freeman, and we got a wreck, and it's the 29 of Ryan Hesgard involved in that. So let's see if we can't get a copy of what just happened. Looks like James Pandolf and Ryan Hesgard got involved. James hits the wall, comes down and grabs Ryan Hesgard, and there was no place that Ryan could go, so that's unfortunate. That outside wall will sneak up and bite you. And we are working caution number 5 for 19 laps. And most of our leaders are coming in. It looks like Bruce Pearson's the first car that stayed out. He was not able to capitalize. He was too far back to capitalize on leading a lap. I'm sure that's what he was trying to do. I really do wish I could pronounce this gentleman's name. I think it's Yevis St. Ang, but don't quote me on that. He's one lap down. He's the first truck of a lap down. So he's not having a really good race. It looks like he's been caught up in some stuff that he's not been able to avoid. And it looks like well, I know that truck oh duh. It looks like Chris James has got a bunch of problems on the back end of his truck. And he is the first truck on the lead lap, or last truck on the lead lap. And he should be getting the wave around along with these other drivers. And that's 3 more trucks that's worked their way back on the lead lap. Adam Chapman's actually made his way back onto the lead lap, and he's currently in the 15th position. And it looks like he's got all the repairs fixed on his truck. His truck looks really good. He's in the top 15. I'm sure he's just trying to be patient. He's probably already used that one fast repair, so he's got patience on his mind, I'm sure. But Adam started last, dead last, and he's moved his way up into the top 15. And he was at least 1 lap down or more, if I seem to remember correctly. Pace car is in. Eric gets the start. Brady Briggs doesn't get quite a good start, and Blake Griffiths is looking all over the back door of him. And these trucks get single file. And let's see if we can't get up here. The 5 of Zachary Smith gets around Tater and actually bumps into him right there. Causes a little bit of damage to the front end of Tater. Pushes him up the track, but he does collect that position. Now how he ended up getting damage and Zachary didn't, I have no idea, but Tater got him a lot of nose damage on that contact. Kenneth Lehman, he's trying to get around Bradley Freeman. And it looks like Brady Briggs has got to the back door of Eric Wolf, and he may actually try to be making a move here. We'll stick up front here just a little and see what's... Oh, he makes a move to the outside. Is it going to work for him? He ducks down and tries to make the crossover move. And Blake Griffith, Bradley Briggs, and Eric Wolf are battling it out for the first position. I think these drivers are getting ready to settle in. See if we can't jump back here in the back, see what's going on. Adam Chapman's still riding in 15th position. He's not looking to overdrive his truck. I think he's just being comfortable right now. And it looks like Bruce Pearson's made a move on the inside of Bob Cunningham, and he takes over that 13th position. Bradley Freeman's up underneath Kenneth Lehman, and he takes over that position. So move Bradley Freeman up into the top 11. And it looks like Blake Griffith has fell off just a little bit. Bradley Briggs is hanging on right there, looking on the back door of Eric Wolf. I believe this is going to be the longest green flag we've had so far. But don't want to jinx it. Adam Chapman's made his way around the 36 and moved himself up into the 14th position. You way to go there, Adam. Landon Lacey, he's back here trying to get a run off of Ryan Branch, and that battle is for your 4th and 5th position. And Ryan Branch loses it. He hangs on to it. We stay green, and that's really unfortunate for Ryan, but Landon Lacey moved himself up into the top 4. Way to go, Landon. Them trucks get really loose coming off. Looked like there was a little bit of network issue. I had a Derek there for a second. Yep, got some network problems for Derek. Back here with Ryan Hesgard, he's looking on the back door of Chris James. Chris James gets loose. He hangs on to it. He's out of the gas really, really hard. And I don't believe that was Chris James. That was, I don't know who it was. But you got some good racing all over the track. Hadn't talked much about Robert, but he's doing really good. He's moved his way up into the 12th position. It still looks like he's got a handful getting around this track. And I just noticed that Jordan Gonzalez is back out on the track. He is 4 laps down, but he is back out on the track. His truck looks good, so he's been out on the track for 3 laps, so I know he's praying for yellows, and I'm not. But just as soon as I said that, we do have a yellow. And let's see. I'm really not sure who it was. Well, now he's coming in. I'm not exactly sure what brought out that yellow. That's something I was unable to bring you. I'm sorry about that. But the leaders have all decided to come down pit road. Let's see, Eric Wolf, he needs to spend just a little bit of time inside of the pit box. Try to get some of that damage fixed. Yeah, he's got some really major damage to the back end of his truck now for some reason. And he didn't take no damage, and it didn't look to me like he took any tires. But the back end of that truck is not looking too good. And I'm thinking Brady Briggs is thinking, well, with that damaged truck, I should be able to get around him. As these lap cars make their way onto the pit road. And our very own Derek Pemberton has actually moved his way back into the top 5. We got Eric Wolf as your leader, Brady Briggs is 2nd, Blake Griffiths is 3rd, Ryan Branch is 4th, and Derek Pemberton rounds out your top 5. Tater Bowman is 6th, Zachary Smith is 7th, Bradley Freeman is 8th, Bruce Pearson has moved his way up into the 9th position, and Adam Chapman has rounded out the top 10. Way to go, Adam. And his truck still looks good. Patience is a virtue. We're going to take a quick break. And we're back. And the pace car is getting ready to duck in. and we will be green flag once again. Now, Brady Briggs, he did a really good job of staying up front all night with Eric Wolf. And Eric Wolf gets him a good start. Really good start. And we're going to jump back here and see where the wrecks are getting ready to happen. Oh, and it looks like the 19. I can't tell if that was the 19 or not. It's the 14. 14 brushed the wall just a little bit. Adam is trying his best to get around him. And we do have a yellow. And it looks like it's the 23 of Ryan Branch. Let's see if we can't figure out what happened to him. Now Ryan's riding right there. He's made his way around. It looks like Derek is right there on the back door. And it looks like Derek just turns him. Gets underneath him. And I think that was a little bit of impatience part there on Derek. He did not need to make that move right there at that particular time. We'll take a look here again from the bird's eye view of it. Derek looks like he's doing everything he can. They dive off down here in the turn. And he just did not need to make that move. That was a little bit of impatience right there, and that's really unfortunate for Ryan Branch. A little bit of patience could have helped out a long way right there. He could have backed off just a little bit and gave him enough room and then got by him as he pushed up. But he decided he was going to shove his nose down in there. And I'm just wondering if that's going to end up giving him a EOL. By all accords, he should get an EOL, as that was an over aggressive move and did not need to take place right there. He could have used a lot more patience than he did. We still got a lot of laps to go in this race. Oops, that's not what I wanted. We've completed 65 laps. We have at least 50 laps to go. We've only had 2 lead changes. So, I mean, yeah, we're at the halfway point. So there's no reason to have made that move like that. I know I'm harping on it, but it just, that's not how we race. Pace lights are out, and we'll be going green next time by. And it doesn't look like Derek's going to get the EOL, but I'm sure after the race review is over, Uh, he may be having some words with some administrators. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. Pace car is in, and the green flag is out. And Eric gets him a really good start. Blake Griffith is on the inside, and Derek is having some network issues. It may be that that's probably what happened, that or net code, but it just looked to me like he went in there too far. You be the judge. It looks like Eric gets out there just enough to keep Brady Briggs behind him. Now how he does it with that messed up truck, I don't know, but this man can drive a car. He is a driver. He didn't win a championship last season for nothing. We'll drop back here in the back to see if we got any good battles going on. Adam Chapman is still in your top 10. And he is showing a lot of patience here tonight. I'm sure all he wants to do is finish in the top 10. And the way he's riding and driving right now, he just may do it. He's got Richard Springer on his back door, and that he's a fast driver too. And we got 29, Ryan Hesgard, taking a look on the inside of Robert Laredo. Larondi, maybe. I hope I ain't mispronouncing his name. But anyway, Ryan does get the position. Excuse me. And it looks like Richard Springer's going backwards. Landon Lacey, he's moved his way up on the outside of the top 10. I'm sure he's just trying to be patient here too. He did win our our A split. Come back up front as Brady Briggs takes a look. Just can't quite get to the back door, Eric. And Derek's riding around all by his little lonesome in 4th spot. So our top 3 is actually a battle for 1st and 2nd. Brady Briggs just cannot quite seem to get to the back door, Eric. And it looks like Bob Cunningham is, well, Bruce Pearson, he got all over the back door of Kenneth Lehman. And that's who I was trying to see there just for a second ago. It looked like it was going to be a really good battle, and I missed it. Ryan Hesgard is being passed by the 53 of Landon Lacey. Move Landon Lacey up into the 7th position. Landon is on a run. He's on a move. He's a man on a mission. as long as we stay green, he may actually be able to get up there. He's got a fast truck. His last lap by was a 24.39, and he is not far off the pace of Eric. Eric's running a 24.2. Landon picked up the speed right there with a 24.1, so he's actually running faster than our leader. As we ride around, just looking for some action. And Richard Springer, he's taking a look on the inside of the 10. Oh, and I thought he was going to make it 3 wide. Jordan Gonzalez is having to be pushed up, and that kind of hurt both of them. Give 10 a little bit of breathing room. That's Kenneth Lehman in the 10. And it looks like Chris James is trying to take a look on the inside. Bradley Freeman was not able to make that stick. Riding along with Ryan Hesgard, he gets a really good run coming in, and unfortunately he had to back out of it, or he was in the 5, and they just go around, and we was live for that one, but we'll come back and take a look at it anyway. Ain't got nothing better to do. Now the 5 is in front, the 29 of Ryan Hesgard. He gets a really good run. He has to back out of it right there to keep him getting into the back end of him, and he still gets a good run coming off, and the 5 of Zachary Smith just brushes the outside wall and comes down and collects Ryan. That's really unfortunate. And most of our leaders are coming in. And while we're doing this, we're going to take a break.
Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth: Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
And we're back, and the lights are out on the pace car, and we are set to go back green. We have 28 laps remaining. We have only had 2 lead changes. We've had 8 cautions for 34 laps. The green flag is out, and Eric gets him another really good start. Blake Griffith is taking a look on the inside of Brady Briggs, and Brady Briggs falls back. Brady falls all the way back to 5th spot. Landon Lacey's moved his way up into the top 4, and he is still being challenged by Brady Briggs. Oh, and we have got around and around we go. I think Adam Chapman was at fault at that one. He was definitely involved in it. Adam's sitting there right in behind Tater, and it looks like Tater had to check up for some reason. I don't know if he didn't like what he saw or what, but Adam goes to the inside, and he just, I don't know, I think that was a lot of net code. We'll take another look at that, because it looked to me like he was way behind. Looked like there was a lot of distance in between Tater and Adam. But Adam, he comes in and he really does get a good run. It looks like Tater might have come down on Adam, not expecting him to be there. You be the judge. I think Tater come down on Adam, but that's really unfortunate because Adam was in the top 6 at the time that happened, so that's really unfortunate. And he is coming in. Let's see if he has a faster pair, and I don't believe he does. And he's really messed up the front of that truck. He's got a lot, he's fixed quite a bit of it, and he didn't quite get it all fixed, but I mean, it is what it is. Adam's going to come back out, and I believe he's going to be in our 13th position. Maybe he's going to drop back a little farther than that. Once everything sorts out, we'll go back and take a look at Adam. And it looks like the 14 is looking to get a wave around. That's Bradley Freeman. Actually, he's coming into the pits, so that's going to put him one more lap down, or put his lap back down. I believe if he would have been a smart man, he'd have stayed out, got his lap back in the waiver round. That's what I would have done. Couldn't hurt. I mean, there's only 14 trucks on the lead lap as of right now, and Adam Chapman is going to be able to hold out for the top 13. He is only followed behind Bruce Pearson and Ryan Branch. Actually, it's saying that Adam is now in the 12th position. Once everything cycles out, we'll figure out where Adam's actually at. Adam was having a really good run too. He showed a lot of patience in this race. And he is currently being shown in the 12th position. So he really only lost 2 spots out of that. It's been a pretty good race so far, I believe. We have had 9 cautions for 38 laps. Eric Wolf has been out front for almost all of this race, so he's looking to bring it home. He just needs to hang on there. And we got Derek Pemberton. He's actually moved his way up into the 3rd position, and I'm sure he's going to be battling it out. Pace car should be coming in, and it does. Green flag is out. Eric, he is just phenomenal on getting these good starts. And Derek is looking to clear Blake Griffith, and I believe he's going to do it, and he does. He gets around Blake. So move Derek into the 2nd position. But I believe these trucks are going to have a little something to say as Blake is taking a look, trying to get back to the inside of Derek. And he's there. Landon Lacey, he's in the mix of the things along with Blake Griffith. Landon Lacey, he capitalizes and he's trying to get around Derek as well. Brady Briggs is following Landon Lacey and he gets around Derek. So move Derek back to the top 5. And Eric Wolf, Blake Griffith, Landon Lacey, Brady Briggs, that is your top 5. Everything seems to be working out. Landon Lacey, he has made a really good recovery, and he's come back to finish so far in the 3rd position. But he is being challenged by Brady Briggs. Brady's taking a look on the inside. Landon gives him just enough room to make it. He was not able to capitalize on that. So Landon's going to hang on to 3rd. We got 17 laps to go in this race. And I believe the battle is going to be right here for 3rd and 4th. We'll stick right here for a second. Looks like Landon's getting a little bit of breathing room off of Brady Briggs. Now Adam Jackman's, he's making a look on the inside. And we do have a yellow. I'm really not sure what happened. Riding along with Cody Gatsky, and it looks like the 25 truck. see a 25 truck. I'm still trying to find that replay. Now the wreck's gonna happen right up in here. And it looked like it was Bob Cunningham. So let's see. Looked like Bob got on the apron and just got loose. Hits the inside wall. And I believe he's done. That is definitely going to end his race. And believe it or not, Blake Griffith has made a call, and he is now your leader, followed by Brady Briggs, Ryan Hesgard, Kenneth Lehman, and our very own Adam Chapman has moved his way up into the top 5. Way to go, Adam. Eric Wolf, he decided well, I don't know exactly what's going on, but it's showing Eric Wolf in 10th position. Somehow or another, Eric ended up falling back. Don't know exactly how that happened. But the pace car is in. And Blake Griffith gets a really good start. And the 10 brushes the wall. Adam goes low. 53 of Landon Lacey's making a move on the outside of Ryan Hesgard. Now Landon's trying to get his way back up in the top 3. And this is a pretty good battle right here. There's going to be some over-aggressive drivers right in here. They're fighting hard for this position. Derek Pemberton's on the outside of 76. Eric Wolf, he's trying to make everything he can to get back up in the front. He's got a really fast truck, and he's got enough laps he could probably do it. And the 53 of Landon Lacey, he is on a run. He is on a move. He just made his way around Kenneth Lehman. And Eric Wolf, he got a little scared there and had to back out of it just a little bit. Landon Lacey is now looking on the back door of Ryan Hesgard for the 3rd position. And he's got him a really good run. And I believe he's going to be able to make it on the inside right here. And he dives off into the turn. He's on the inside. They're door handle to door handle. Eric Wolf is all over the back end. He is actually pushing Landon Lacey on the back stretch. Landon Lacey does get around and move him up into the top 3. Eric Wolf is now in 4th position. And these two drivers are doing everything they can to run down Blake Griffith and Brady Briggs. We got 5 laps to go. And it looks like Brady Briggs is not going to be able to be patient anymore. He is all over the back door of Blake Griffith. Now Brady Briggs has run him a really good race. He's tried to be clean all race. He's kept the nose and the back of his truck pretty clean. And he is giving it all he's got. 4 laps to go. And he gets a really good run on the bottom. And he's all over the back door of the Blake Griffith. And he actually gets to the inside of Blake. Blake's gonna actually give him the room. And Brady Briggs is gonna try to hang on to it. And that is the race. I do not believe we're gonna be able to do not believe that we're gonna restart. I don't see any slow trucks or anybody falling down through the field, so trying to see just exactly. Oh, it looks like the 17 gets the outside wall, but we stay green there. I'm not exactly sure what brought out that yellow. That is one we're going to miss, ladies and gentlemen. That's quite unfortunate. I tried to bring you all the yellows that I could find, and looks like we actually may have missed 2. We are on the final lap, and it's going to be Blake Griffith, Brady Briggs, Landon Lacey, Eric Wolf, and Ryan Hesgard rounds out your top 5. Kenneth Lehman, our Adam Chapman, Ryan Branch, Chris James, and Derek Pemberton rounds out your top 10. And our winner of this race is going to be Blake Griffith. Got to give a hats off to him. Brady Briggs, Landon Lacey. Yes, sir. Who's this? Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know I'm broadcasting still, right? Okay. Let me see. You know, they did an update. They may have set everybody back to default position. But you're loud and clear. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what's going on. really not sure if it is going to be a quick fix or not. We're going to try to get this fixed real quick. So, I mean, well, Discord is wide open, so I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to fix it or not. We'll give it a go and see what we can do. There's, you know, anyway, we're going to try to bring in Blake Griffith, and I'll see if I can't fix it there. Yeah, the volume is wide open. I'm really not sure what the problem is. Blake, you got a copy? It's going pretty good. I hope everybody can hear this all right. Seems like we're having some problems with the voice, or y'all coming through, or whatever. But that's a pretty good win. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to Eric. I was back there looking at the battle between Landon Lacey, and next thing I know, all of a sudden you're up front and he's in the back. Okay, that's probably what happened then. Well, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to, brother? Well, you're consistent, and that's all it needs to win a championship. Well, you know, once you finish one race, you don't have to, you start a new race. It's all new, so you just need to put it out of your mind. Once you start another race, it's a new race. Yes, sir. You have a good evening now. We're going to see if we can't get a hold of Brady Briggs real quick. I've seen Brady up here. There he is. Hey, Brady, you got a copy? No, I guess not. Brady, you got a copy? Well, you did it again. Well, consistency is consistency, and as long as you're in the top 3, you're going to be up there. That's all that matters. You did a really good race, and you hung up there right behind Eric all afternoon. Did you think you had anything at the end? Yeah, it was a fun race to watch and call. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to real quick? Well, Brady, you hang in there. You'll get that win. Alright, have a good evening, brother. Now we're looking for Landon Lacey. I think he's sitting up here being patient. There he is. It's going to take a little second to get him up here. Hey Landon, you get a copy? Well, top 3, brother. You was in the back. You was in the... Well, hang on. You got me now? Okay, you was in the back, you was in the front, you was in the back, you back up front. That looks like that's the way you drive. Well, I don't know how the real race car drivers do it, but I believe a lot of them probably wearing the pins. I can't do it. I gotta go. I don't care where I'm at in the race. If I had to pull off during the green flag racing, I gotta go. But you had a really good race. You come in the top 3. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to? Well, you're doing consistency, and I believe, I'm not exactly sure where you are as far as the main results are concerned, but you're doing really good. You won last week. You got an A split this week, so you're hanging in there. Well, as long as you make it up somewhere, you're good to go. Well, let me see if I can grab a hold to Eric, and you have a good night, brother. Now, I'm hoping these drivers are coming through loud and clear. If not, we'll have to work on that again. I do not see Eric anywhere in chat. He probably had to go. I don't see Adam Chapman either. Ryan Hesgard. There's Ryan. We'll see if we can't get a hold of Ryan. He did get a top 5 tonight. Hey Ryan, you get a copy? Well, you got a top 5, brother. Yeah, I hope I didn't pull you out anything important. Well, you worked all night long. You kept your truck clean most of the night. I believe you did get caught up in one wreck, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Well, I mean, you still pulled off the top 5s. What do you think about that? Well, you run a pretty good race, and I'm really surprised that you finished where you were after the damage that you got out in that first incident. But you got anybody you want to give a shout out to? Yeah, we had to revert back to the original software schematic that Adam sent me, because fortunately once the update came, it just ruined everything on my computer, and I was crashing real hard to try to get everything set up. But if it was not for Adam and me having that backup, I don't know where we would have been tonight. So I got to give a big shout out to Adam and a thank you for that. We'll look forward to running Atlanta next week with you, and you have a good night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that completes our broadcast for the DRL Winter Series main event. As you can see, our unofficial results is Blake Griffiths, and I don't know, Blake Griffiths, Bradley Briggs, Landon Lacey, Eric Wolf, Ryan Hesgard, Kenneth Lehman. Adam Chapman did come in 7th. He did a really good job in coming all the way in the back and finishing 7th. Ryan Branch finished 8th. Chris James 9th, and Derek Pemberton rounds out your top 10. Bruce Pearson, Richard Springer, Zach Smith, C.R. Reed, Tater Bowman, Robert Randy, Yavis St. Ang, I believe, Jordan Gonzalez. He really hurt all night long. Got caught up in 2 wrecks early. He finishes in your 18th position. Bradley Freeman and Corey Munnett rounds out your 20th position. And Cody Gatsky finishes in 21st. Bob Cunningham is in your 22nd. Charles Hemphill 23rd. James Pandolph 24th. John Mullins 25th. Clay Phillips, Daniel Hallis, and Martin Wenzel rounds out your 28th position. And I do not collect any points, but it is what it is. We are looking forward to Atlanta for next race. It's going to be a really fun race, and I hope to see you at 7:30 for the A split and 9:30 for the main event. This is David Wellborn, and I am signing off and calling it a good night. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless and have a good night.